ranked in a number of different places as the most significant, the most frightening, the most gory, and the best death of anyone ever in the history of cinema. There's something I just want to ask you about that. There's always been these stories that the rest of the cast in that scene didn't know what was going to happen. Is that actually true, or is that just one of those myths that people have been perpetuated over the years?
Well, I mean, of course they knew what was going to happen. It was in the script.
Exactly, that's what I've also, it's just weird, everyone always goes, oh no, the rest of the cast were completely shocked, and you think, they're making a movie, how?
Well, they were shocked, but the reason they were shocked was not because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know how it was going to happen.
Right.
And that was kept quite secret. And they didn't know, in other words, that when the alien actually arrives, which is all, of course, there's no CGI in this. This is all done with a props man underneath saying, you know, oh, yeah, like that.
It's real cinema. It's great.
And yes, the props man saying, I can remember when they were working it out, and there was one underneath, because when I get onto the table, in my agonies of childbirth, yes, and I turn over, there's a cut to my face, and in that cut, my body then is bent double through a hole in the table, and they put a false one on top. And that's where the chest is, and that's where the alien arrives from. And when they were working it out, I can remember there was Albert underneath, with the alien on the end of a stick. And he was pushing it through, saying, coming through yet, Ed? No, I can't see it, Albert. No, not coming through yet. This went on for quite a bit of time. Eventually they got it right. But it was as primitive as that in many ways. Underneath, you know, when you get behind the scenes, it's very funny. Very funny, except the fact it was fairly tedious lying there while they worked it out, but with your bent double. You know. But so where I got to, that's where, yes, that's how.
So how did it?
Oh yes, what they didn't know was that it was, when it did come through, it was going to be explosive. That there were little caps all around what became the wound, and it just splattered blood everywhere. And they should have guessed something, because I think Ridley had about 5, 6, maybe 7 cameras covering singles, 2 shots, 3 shots. But I mean, nobody uses that many cameras in a film and takes an entire day to light it, unless they should have tweaked something was going to happen. I know Tom Skerritt's a little bit slow, but you know.
Now, the last film I want to ask you about before we move on to Doctor Who is just